Okay. You know what? Let's actually do a recording. Let's actually make a movie. We're gonna make a movie. And what was that noise? Was that noise down? Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. All right. I'm exhausted, but we're gonna do this. If you can't see, you can move your seat anywhere. Okay, so you can see the board. Okay. Easy. Are we there? Okay. All right. This is chemistry, Abu Dhabi. For those of you who had me last year, you may be seeing this, I never wore a tie. I wore t-shirts or collared shirts, but I wore sandals. I wore jeans. I actually have a tie on here. How do I look, all right? Look all right? No? Excellent. Okay, the first thing I want to do is, this is the first lesson for those of you who were not here yesterday. I'm going to make these lessons, yeah, move over. Make yourself comfortable. The first lesson I want to do is I want to show you, define for you, what significant figures are. All right? Now, what I did on, what day was it? Today's what?
Monday.
Wednesday? Monday. We have class every other day. Very weird. Okay. So what I did was I defined significant figures, right? And I showed you where they come from. And I did this whole big lesson. Yes?
Yeah.
It was like 40 minutes long, right?
20.
20, 25, whatever. It was the whole period, basically, more or less. Yeah. And so I'm going to do several short ones. Okay? 3-4 minute lessons. Okay? And we'll put them all together. Okay? We'll call this first one, how does this sound? Measurement, significant figures, part 1. Okay? Something really creative, okay? All right, let's go through the countries here. This is what amazes me. You're from France and England, okay? Lebanon,
From
South Korea,
Texas.
Texas. There's always one in the group. United Arab Emirates, South Korea, and Palestine. Unbelievable. Okay. So, let's talk about a scale, how to read a scale, because that's really where significant figures come from. Significant figures are any number, any figure that's written off a scale. It's a measurement. And they're actually, the measurements are made of significant figures. And if it doesn't come from a scale, then it's not a significant figure, and I'll show you what that means in a minute, okay? Let's start off with a basic scale, okay? All right, here I have a scale. And the scale is going to go from 10 to 20. We're giving out textbooks, so there's music over here, the textbook. Personnel are here to give out textbooks. So if you hear music, okay, it's not my lunch digesting, okay? So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say the measurement is right there. It's exactly on that line, we're going to pretend. And then we're going to pretend this one is right in the middle. Okay? So, we know that this one is going to be
15.0.
15.0. See, you can already tell that this is kind of a review, isn't it? Because what did you say on Monday?
15.
It was 15. And that 0 means what? That it's exactly on that line, right? It's exactly on the line. So that's 15.0. Now this one you got right, correct? This one you got right on Monday. You said
12.5.
12.5, and that's correct. Right? Now, what place value am I going to make all readings to for this scale? 10th place, not ones, 10th place, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. It's a Texas thing. I understand. Not a problem. Don't worry about it. So how do you get? That's the uncertainty or the precision, right? How do you determine the percentage, the precision, or the uncertainty? How do you determine that? Well, that's determined by examining the place value of the instrument. Okay? Right. You have large gradations and you have the smallest gradation. These are the largest gradations. That's tens place, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? These gradations here are the smallest gradations. And those gradations are what place value? One's place. Excellent. One's place. Now, this is a rule. Write this down. Are you ready? Write this down. You already may have written it down, so if you were not here because of a schedule snafu, then write this down. You ready? Okay. What was I just going to say?
A rule.
A rule.
All scales must be read.
Oh! I know. All scales must be read, no option, definitely must be read in Lebanon, South Korea, Palestine, the United Arab Emirates, say that 5 times really fast, Texas, everywhere, okay? Texas is actually a country. It was for actually a little time, it was actually its own country, yeah. And what did they call it? Texas. Okay, now.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, exactly. So, it doesn't matter where you are, you all read instruments the same way. Sounds simple? Well, you know what? It is. It's just, it may be a little annoying, but everybody is working from the same page because science transcends national boundaries and politics. The way I read a scale in the United Arab Emirates is the same way I read a scale in, give me a country. France. Understood? Okay. You have to read the one estimated place value, always. The estimated place value, what is that? That's that area right here. Okay, that's that area. We call it the twilight zone, okay? That's the twilight zone area. That's the land whose boundaries are those of imagination.
You're talking about the Twilight Zone show?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a speed sign. There's a sign up ahead. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. Okay, and we're almost ready. Okay, just give me a second. Give me like 30 seconds to wrap this up. Okay, so it's going to be right there, that area right there. How do you get that? It's one place value less than the smallest graduations, right? Smallest graduations is one's place. Therefore, every reading must be the 10th place, and we're off. We got to get textbooks and the first short film. Clear? Excellent.